Hi, I'm Fred Waugh, and one of my projects as Canada's Parliamentary Poet Laureate is to produce a series of short videos to help make contemporary Canadian poetry more accessible. These recordings illustrate a range of poetry that reflects the identities, places, and modes of poetic writing in Canada. Besides the recording themselves, be sure to check out the supplementary material as an aid to understanding, teaching, and enjoying this poetry. As our first Canadian Poet Laureate George Bowring once said, "Listen up."
Hi there, I'm Stuart Ross. I am a poet who lives in Cobourg, Ontario, which is about an hour and a half from where we are now in Toronto, where I grew up and lived most of my life. And we're in a very magical place here called Allen Gardens. I'm going to read you a poem from my book, Dead Cars in Managua. Itinerary. October 26th. Please respect Mr. Hamburger Parking. You are a guest in the Bavaria of the Kootenays. November 4th. A man stands on a rock talking on his cell phone. He falls off. November 11th. The kind of hat with a feather. 5 teenage birds sit along the curb, sucking cigarettes, windbreakers flapping. December 22nd. Father is still in the ground, surprised, crestfallen. January the 3rd. The rabbi, the dairy restaurant, the cripple selling pencils. January 26th. An all-girl production of Ubu Roi, performed in a derelict bowling alley, forces the withdrawal of troops from Iraq. February 13th. Mr. Fishbaum is not in his usual seat. The Weisbergs whisper. The ark is pushed open. March 1st. The tarmac sits on the plane. March 19th. I bought these blinds on Venus. In Venice. April 4th. A tarantula grips the ground, about to leap. Or maybe it's dead. Or maybe it's not a tarantula. April 12th. He claimed he was the first horse to have a person on him, but he was just a tub of margarine in the fridge. Isn't that enough? April 21st, and mother dies. Just a week earlier, she'd been alive. I walked from the hospital carrying the quilt her father had made, which we'd covered her in. The rain immediately stopped so as not to get it wet. April 30th, they all walk in. They order egg rolls. The tallest one pats his jacket for cigarettes. May 1st. An empty bag of Fritos, corn chips, rocks gently on the surface of a pond. May 25th. Insert grandmother's story by Joe Brainerd here in quotes with attribution. June 5th. They gather at the edge of the village and wait for the circus. They have never seen entertainment before. June 8th. Here, a cluster of glistening bulrushes, bent by the wind. There, a crippled Soviet sub. June 23rd. Owen. July 11th. Someone is left behind, but someone goes back to get him or her. July 26th. A squirrel leaps into an electric chair and straps itself in. It is taking responsibility. August 20th. The children come up for air. Water streams from their hair. They bob in their seahorses.